Hey, it's Josh DeVera, and you're watching another presentation of NN Viking Media.
The eyes of the Central Suburban North are on Skokie tonight as the top two teams of the conference battle it out in one fabulous Friday night, Valentine's Day primetime matchup.
Yes, indeed. Niles North is riding high atop the conference at 22 wins and only 4 losses. Highland Park, on the other hand, comes into the night with a 15-8 record. They're doing pretty good, and a 3-game winning streak heading into this game.
With Josh DeVera, I'm Elliot Parrish. It's the Niles North Vikings hosting the Highland Park Giants right here on Viking Media.
Stay tuned.
Spectators and coaches, no matter what their personal feelings or loyalties may be in this contest. Please respect the integrity and judgment of our game officials. Please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Highland Park, too, and Niles North are both coming off of 3-game winning streaks, both getting some momentum before this game.
Yep, this should be a great contest since Highland Park, normally on these broadcasts, we have teams that really don't add up to the caliber of Niles North's talent on their squad, but we see a Highland Park team here that can really bring the fight against tough opponents as their 15-8 record shows, and we'll see how they'll do tonight against the Quan Smart and the Niles North Vikings.
Niles North won in the conference, their first year back in the CSL North since 2015. Highland Park at number 2.
All right, here is your Niles North Vikings. And first up is the guard, sophomore Yogi Olif. Following him is his partner in the backcourt, number 5, Lennox Manro. Next up is number 35, the big man, Moses Akinbaboye. And the towering 6'6" forward, we got Jalen Butler. And the standout, number 3, the 6'3" guard, Aquan Smart. And on your monitors, on your screens, are the starting lineups for Niles North. We got Yosef Olif, or also known as Yogi Olif, and then Lennox Monroe, the guard, Akinbaboye, Butler, and Aquan Smart.
Butler, the junior, and Smart, the senior, are my 2 players to watch for the game. Aquan Smart seems like an obvious choice, of course.
But what about your secondary choice?
Like you said, 6'6", he can use that height for his advantage, especially inside the paint, overpowering the other team to get those layups. He's been very productive as pretty much anyone else on this team so far this season.
And Highland Park takes the ball right off the tip. There's Highland Park.
We're underway for Niles North, the 4th to last game of the 2020 season, not counting possible postseason dates, which at the caliber this team is playing at, it's a very real possibility that they'll make the postseason.
Yep, and as for Highland Park, let's take a look at their lineups on the floor. Inbounding the ball, number 21, Billy Rudman. And the ball handler right now, number 13, Nate Fleischer. Number 33 down low, we got Val Opolchensky. And the 3 goes. That one's knocked down by Billy Rudman.
Highland Park is 5-3 in conference. Niles North is undefeated in the CSL North.
After that missed shot by Smart, Highland Park with a rebound. Stops, pops, and they'll put a little too much there. No foul despite the contact. I thought Val Opolchensky, number 33, was fouled on that play. Turns out not to be the case.
35, Moses Bukamboye, looked like he wanted a foul to be called there. He wanted to draw a foul. He was acting like his neck was hurting him. He looks fine now, but hopefully that was just acting and not a real injury.
All right, number 34 for Highland Park is on the floor. Isaac Griswold, the missed shot no good. And here come the Giants. 3-pointer is no good, off target. Rebound, Niles North.
That was a really good breakaway. They just couldn't convert. They went for the big play instead of working the ball inside and inside the arc getting an easier shot.
Wow, great ball movement here from Niles North. In and out, moving the ball, not with the dribble, but with the pass. And that one's stolen, though, by the Giants. On the fast break, it's Rudman, but it's intercepted by Olif. Here he goes, he's gonna lay it up, and he's fouled on that play.
The second big breakaway of the game, and if it weren't for that foul, he obviously would have gotten a layup, which I guess is why he's at the line right now. Olif debuting on this team as a freshman, and he made 2 3-pointers in one game when he debuted. He wowed everyone in the audience that night, and he still has some great talent to show off.
Yeah, Ben Olif, still young, a sophomore for Niles North. He's 5'11", and weighing in at 145 pounds. Very slender, and he can really finish it off on the offensive end, as well as lock you down on the defensive end. Great defense so far by Niles North, only allowing 3 points so far.
Highland Park ranked 2,756 nationally.
Wow, that's astonishing.
Niles North 916th in the country.
And obviously there's some deep competition nationwide.
I would say so.
But Niles North ranking in at the top 1,000th of schools nationwide. And Coach Olson has done a great job of instilling that winning culture here. They are sitting at 22-4 coming into this game. Here's Smart. And the pass to Olaf. Here's Smart. Kicks it out to Butler, who tries a three. That one's no good. Akin Baboye with a rebound. Kicks it back out to Smart. Here's Butler inside. And the foul there on Highland Park.
Park has won 5 of their previous 6 games. Their most recent loss was against Maine West by just 3 points. That's a team, however, that the Vikings beat by 12 points in overtime in 2020.
Yep, and that was a great steal there for Highland Park. Here's Opolchensky. Oh, nice cut by Rudman. Tries to float one up, no good. Rebound, Niles North. And he gets it in. Jalen Butler with a fast break opportunity. He's got his first 2 points of the game.
See why he was one of my players to watch. The guard gets an easy one there.
Yep, that was your other choice rather than Quan Smart, Jalen Butler.
And Smart finds him with a great long pass up the court.
Yeah, definitely a nice combination on that sequence. Oh, but a three-pointer that time. Knocked down by Highland Park's Zach Fagenholz, number 10.
Paul Harris and his Giants are not afraid to go for the big plays so far. And it's paid off. They're winning, but the night is young.
We got a substitution, very contrasting in size. Akin Baboye is out and Graham is in. What a three by Yogi Olef. 6-7 is your score after that three. Oh, but a fast break opportunity. Great alert play that time for Highland Park, and Nate Fleischer with the finish on the fast break.
North looked to gain some momentum with their first three-pointer of the game, but they remain behind 1 point.
Butler able to corral that one. Smart penetrating up and under. Nearly got it to go. And rebound, Highland Park. Highland Park definitely giving Niles North a hard time in this first quarter.
If you saw the pass from Olaf earlier, he was almost falling out of bounds. He kept it in, passed it to his teammate Butler in the corner.
Nice find to Lennox Monroe. He's got his first 2 points of the game.
Great athleticism on the Vikings' offensive attack.
But to counter that, Highland Park has been able to knock down the three. We'll see how far they can keep this up. As we know, Niles North is known for its offensive spurts here and there. And that's a foul on Niles North, committed by Yogi Olaf.
The Vikings and the Giants are the only 2 teams in the CSL North with winning conference records.
And that one's stolen. Also to note, oh, Graham with a save, and Butler to Olaf from the corner. He knocks that one down. 3-pointer from Yogi Olaf knocks that one down.
The 5'11" sophomore has his claim to fame outside the arc with big splashes like that, and that is fun to watch.
Yep, definitely. Olaf is very versatile. I mean, he's a great passer, but he can also knock down the three-pointer for you, and he shows his three-point shooting abilities. 6 points off of three-pointers so far tonight. Also to note, for Highland Park, number 12, Ben Schamberg is in. The runner is way short. Olaf thought about the three, steps to the side and missed that one short. You know, I think if he would have just raised up and shot that ball, I think he had a better percentage of making that in. The step back kind of altering the rhythm there.
Yeah, it was too short.
Yep, and here's Griswold now with the ball. Here's Rudman. Rudman with a nice move, had some hesitation, and he just blew by this Niles North defense. Nice layup for Rudman.
Liam Graham doesn't shoot. He's guarded up in the corner, and that's good that he went for the smaller play, being generous with your teammates as opposed to just going for the big long shot.
Yeah, most definitely, as he found Aquan Smart later on in that sequence. And that's going to be a foul on Highland Park. We're saying he gave him the shoulder a little bit too much, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
The Vikings are a full 80 spots ahead of Highland Park in the state rankings of Illinois tonight, with the Giants in 120th place and the Vikings in 40th.
Inside to Davis. Christopher Davis knocking that one in from the inside.
The 6-foot-tall senior draws his first blood of the evening.
Great defense by Davis. He's been a stalwart so far on this offensive possession. And he smacks that one back. Man, Davis really clamping up on the offensive end, on the defensive end rather. And no foul, it appears. It's just going to be out of bounds to Niles North.
Smart and Nate Flesher both went flying. They both wanted the foul. They wanted to draw it, but just clean contact there, I guess.
Joey Goshen is in for Highland Park as Nate Fleischer takes a seat. And here's Highland Park with the ball.
Graham guarding Gabe Spitz very well.
Oh, cross-court pass inside, and an easy lay in there for Joey Goshen, fresh off the bench, knocks that one in.
That was some advanced stuff. Vikings playing man-to-man. The Giants knowing they needed to settle for a two-pointer.
Oh! Let's go! Let's go! Yogi Olaf! Unbelievable! Talk about a lucky bounce. He had four bounces on that one. Man, that's crazy.
My heart is pounding right now. That happened before my eyes in slow motion.
Oh my goodness.
The most incredible three-pointer I have ever seen shot in this arena. Oh, that was precious.
I mean, I don't know about y'all at home, but I mean, this could belong on SportsCenter top 10, maybe later tonight.
Oh.
Man, that was an amazing shot there from Olaf. And for some odd reason, I just felt like it was gonna go in. Like right when he released that, I just had that feeling that he was gonna get the bounce. But I didn't expect it to be like that.
The clock running down, expiring for the quarter. Olaf thinks, what the heck, I'm gonna take a gamble. He's been going for the big plays all game long. It's not just for the buzzer beater. And when you have as much range accuracy as he does, you can do that and make it look really good for your teammates.
Yeah, and when you look at that play, that really gave Niles North a momentum shift. I mean, for the entirety of the first quarter, I feel like this game was neck and neck, 16-12, but all of a sudden, you get that three, that pads the lead up to 7, and you got the crowd on their feet. And your team's morale is up too, and look at the blow it puts on Highland Park. I mean, that's just devastating. We'll see if Niles North can keep their momentum.
Olaf has scored 6 points tonight.
And another three. Niles North really starting to separate themselves from Highland Park early in the second quarter.
That was Smart's third score of the game. Smart, of course, the last week's NBC Sports Wintrust Athlete of the Week, and as Ellie Henderson told us, the third hottest unclaimed senior in the nation, looking to go to some college team. Whichever college gets him will be lucky.
And he's fouled right on cue. Aquan Smart heading to the free throw line. Oh my goodness, on that Olaf buzzer beater, I apologize to the fans if I was way too loud. I just can't contain myself.
That was so memorable.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember that for years, man. Anyways, here's Aquan Smart with a free throw. That puts them up by 11 and a comfortable lead for the Vikings.
More rankings talk. Michael O'Brien of the Chicago Sun-Times ranked Niles North 23rd on the North Shore with the caption, "Aquan Smart is available," in his basketball column.
Yep, and many different colleges fishing for that big fish, Aquan Smart, as he's a very hot prospect in, well, pretty much nationwide. I mean, he's got an interest from colleges like East Tennessee State, also Florida International, but also schools locally like Chicago State and UIC. So they're definitely taking a good look at Aquan Smart.
And on this Valentine's Day, he would make quite a catch.
Or he's also vying for the love of these colleges.
Yeah.
And he's already received many offers, so we'll see what Aquan Smart decides.
It looks like he was the last one to touch it before it went out of bounds.
Yep. That one will be off of Niles North. And Highland Park with the ball now.
So Zach Fagenhole will pass it in.
That one rattles out.
Billy Rudman just didn't quite have the shot there.
Yeah, but Rudman has played well so far tonight. Very efficient scorer for the Giants.
Christopher Harris taps his chest as if to say, "My bad." He just got too excited and passed it way too high.
Highland Park looking to set up their offense. Kicks it out. Inside is Rudman. Man, Rudman has been balling so far for the Giants. Picks up another score. And what I like about Rudman, he doesn't have the best handles, but he has great instincts and anticipation. And he's able to penetrate with ease. Niles North not converting on the other end, and here's Highland Park.
The Giants with 5 fouls so far. North with 1.
And that's a turnover on Highland Park.
Niles North alum Rosie Xavier, I'm told, is making waves on the Marquette track and field team. Meanwhile, the Niles North cheer team came in 3rd in sectionals and went to Bloomington to compete in state, where they finished within the top 10.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful.
A fascinating sports beat of Niles North.
Yep, just some news around Niles North sports to catch you up. We got some successful alumni as well as a cheer team who did pretty well in state in Bloomington. That one is a mid-range jumper there.
Zach Fagenhole with the 2.
And Aquan Smart doubled, tried to fit it in to Lennox Monroe, but he won't get it as Highland Park with the interception.
So my thoughts. On average this season, the Vikings have scored 27% more points per game than the Giants have. But what they've done well this game to make up for the lack of execution is get really good steals on defense against the Vikings.
Yep, and same for the Vikings. I mean, yeah, look, another turnover. And the pass to Smart. And a reverse dunk. Oh my goodness, Aquan Smart. Bring the house down like he usually does. Just a normal, everyday performance for him.
Smart and Olaf are the two who are really making the highlight reel for us tonight.
And we definitely have some highlight reel caliber players on Niles North. On the other side, Highland Park, they're not necessarily flashy, but right there, nice inside move. They're very efficient. That's what has kept them in the game, is their efficiency on offense. They don't waste buckets. Oh my goodness! The home bounce strikes again for Niles North. We saw it from that Yogi Olaf buzzer-beating jumper from the three, but we also see it on that three-point shot from Aquan Smart.
Smart's fourth score of the game. And Graham tries one for himself, not quite.
And it bounces all the way up behind the backboard, so no lucky bounce there. Man, Niles North has really been pushing their luck here.
They have, but they have been very impressive with the threes. They've improved 11% from last year in points per game. And even that team that came in the middle of the conference, they had a winning record, but now they're at the top of their conference as juniors, now seniors like Aquan Smart, Jalen Butler get even more mature and better with age.
The step back doesn't fool Zachary Crane-Gillette as he blocks that one. Here's Opolensky. And he hands it off to Fagenholz. Fagenholz takes the screen and he penetrates. And one. Ferocious block attempt there from Crane-Gillette. But Fagenholz able to knock down that layup. And then one opportunity for Fagenholz, Zach Fagenholz.
So Highland Park is coming off of a win, 49-26 against Maine East.
And he eyes that one in, and it goes.
Maine East, a team that the Vikings beat this year, and that the Highland Park Giants lost to the first time they met in 2019, but the Giants wanted revenge the second time around. They got it in a big win.
He kind of short-armed that one. That one rattles out. And Crane-Gillette is back in, taking over for Liam Graham. Well, the sharpshooter Graham hasn't gotten it going so far tonight, but other pieces have knocked it down from three, including Aquan Smart and Yogi Olaf. They've been able to compensate for Graham's lack of production.
Graham, a major player, a contributor on JV last year, has stepped it up to the big
And
league.
one. Great rebound by Opolensky. And a nice hustle play there for the Giants. And they're inching closer and closer.
In our history books, the Giants have never finished a season on top of the CSL North, ever. The closest they've come was back in 2007. They finished behind New Trier and put up a 22-6 record.
Well, a nice bucket there from the other end by Opolensky. Graham trying again. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight.
Graham wants to make one bad like Olaf and Smart have thus far.
Oh, stops, pops, and a crafty move there for Zach Fagenholz. See, this is what I like from Highland Park. I mean, yes, I'm a Niles North Vikings commentator, but I do respect how Highland Park plays. I mean, a nice, fundamental, stop mid-range move there from Fagenholz, and, you know, this Highland Park team is very efficient. They know what they're doing on offense.
For comparison, North, like you said, is flash and dash. Highland Park is practical, calculated, gridiron attempts at shorter shots.
Yeah, Niles North is more based on trying to get offensive opportunities off of their defense. You know, they've scored many fast break opportunities, countless fast break opportunities. As Butler tries inside, no good, and it goes to Highland Park. They could tie the game or take the lead here.
Butler was 6'6". His
my
opponent,
goodness.
Olszewski, was 6'4". That is a tough rebound to jump for.
Man, the Giants have come all the way back, tying it up at 23, or 28 rather. Niles North opting for the last shot. We got 22 seconds left and counting.
And by the way the last quarter ended, this last shot really could mean something.
And by the way, Highland Park, you know, it's rather lost in today's game, but they really value that mid-range jumper, and that has really allowed them to claw back into this game. Here's Butler, no good. And that's gonna end the first half. Woo! We got a contest here, a real contest. Pre-game, we said that Niles North was gonna face a tough opponent. You know, obviously Niles North is on top of Highland Park in the standings, but I mean, this Highland Park team is not gonna back down. They're 15-8, and they brought some fight against the Niles North Vikings. As you can see, the score is tied up in the first half, something not many teams can do here at Niles North Gymnasium.
We'll see you after the half.
All right, that'll do it for the first half. We'll catch you later. Happy Valentine's Day. Stay tuned for some more Vikings action after halftime.
will be in April, along with 2 technical open practices to get you ready. Contest head coach. The 6th, 7th, and the 8th grade boys basketball team. Let's meet our players. Philip Bazina, Aiden Ashley, Mitchell Hudson, Andrew Cott, Amre Mula, Dave Rushman, Daryl Tony, Reed Olson, Ethan Davis, Brandon Caraway, Trey Harris, Lucas Patterson, Hunter Goran, Martin Hernandez, Stephen Claw, Osman Khan, and Enzo Andrea. Let's hear it for our junior Viking Fear basketball team. Just a reminder, the junior Vikings are so Highland Park basketball to start the third quarter.
Welcome back. It's Highland Park and Niles North. These two teams have met 12 times in the past decade, Niles North winning 4 times, and Highland Park winning 8. It's 28-28, all tied up here, with a really entertaining first half. Now we go into the second half with Niles North having won earlier this year, just in January. North and the Niles North Vikings and the Highland Park Giants played, and North won. And Josh DeVera is just in time for Joseph Olif to get his third score of the game.
Yep.
And he scored 3 threes thus far.
Yeah, great three-pointer there from Olaf. I mean, he's really bringing the momentum here to start the second half for Niles North. Near steal there by Olaf. Yeah, he's playing real well so far tonight.
56-42 North, as I mentioned, for the last time these two teams met. Just on the 10th of January, a few weeks ago.
Yep, that was at Highland Park, but a different contest here tonight. Ooh, Monroe fell hard on the floor. Oh, and a three-pointer by Billy Rudman with another score. He's the top scorer for Highland Park so far tonight.
And just like that, it's tied up again.
And a steal there for Highland Park, and now it's stolen right back from Monroe. You don't want to give this slash and dash Niles North team these types of opportunities.
And that's going to be on Highland Park.
That's going to be an offensive foul. And here's Niles North with the ball. Here's Smart to Butler. He takes the screen from Akeem Baboy. Corner three, and he knocks that one down. Olaf, 4 for 4. Like the number on his jersey. He knocks down his 4th three-pointer.
Niles North have won all the games they've won by a margin of 22 points. And that's what Olaf is trying to do right now. No small moves. He's not going for any twos. He's sinking every three he's made. 4 of them today.
God. As if we didn't see enough. The ball gets stuck behind the backboard.
Vikings 22-4, Highland Park 15-8. It's fun when you have two teams that are this high caliber.
Well, as you can see, we didn't have it on the monitor, but the ball was stuck on the backboard. And man, that's crazy. As if we didn't see enough. First we saw that, both of those lucky bounces for Niles North. The Olaf three-pointer at the end of the half, or the end of the first quarter, and Aquan Smart's lucky bounce. Now we see this one into the backboard. And a three-pointer.
And that's, for Monroe, the first score of the game.
And the three rattles out. That was Nate Fleischer trying for the three. Olaf, step back. Oh my God! The lucky bounce. Striking again for Niles North. And Highland Park has got to call a timeout. Crazy sequence of events for Niles North. Well, it went Niles North's way after that missed three from Nate Fleischer from the other end. That one happened to rattle out, bounced around the rim twice and just went out. And on the other end, Yogi Olaf with the exact opposite. An amazing step back three. And Niles North with a 9-point margin right now.
Vikings scoring on average 17 more points than their opponent per game. That's a 57% improvement from last year, and a big part of that has been Olaf, because he has gotten these big plays that get the entire auditorium on their feet today.
Yep, and we'd like you to subscribe to the Niles North Viking Media YouTube channel. That would help us out a lot. If you enjoy this broadcast, please like and also subscribe if you haven't already to support our channel.
North came out of the gate swinging right away, winning 10 of their 11 first games of the season. Their only losses are to DePaul, GBS, Evanston, who's ranked second on the North Shore, and Clark. The most they've lost by was 12 points against both DePaul and Evanston. So no blowouts at all. No really embarrassing games for the Vikings this season.
3 is no good. And it will go out of bounds. 31-40 is the score. We'll see if Highland Park can claw their way back into this one, just like they did at the end of the first half, in which they tied the ball game up at 28 after being down, and Fagan holds with another mid-range jumper. He's really good at making those mid-range J's.
Get the score deficit to 7. It's anyone's game.
Olin for 3. That one bounces off the back iron. That actually would have been his 6th 3 of the ball game. He's been lighting it up from deep. That one's out of bounds off of Niles North. And Liam Graham is in for Niles North.
He's attempted 2 3-pointers in this game so far in the spirit of Olaf's latest success, but has not made any of them.
We'll see how he'll play out in the following moments of this third quarter. Fagan holds to Fleischer. Fleischer inside, put too much English on that one as it spins out. Olaf for 3, splash! 3-pointer for Yogi Olaf. That's his 6th 3 of the ball game.
And he has 18 points on the day. Unbelievable.
But Fagan holds is able to answer with another mid-range shade. This guy's killing it on the offensive end from the mid-range jumper.
Olaf scoring more than smart, more than anyone else on his team.
Shot doesn't go. Oh, nearly stolen by Quan Smart. Here's Rudman inside. Wow. Billy Rudman. You know, Highland Park's got a dynamic duo. Here you have Fagan Holes, a great mid-range shooter, paired up with Billy Rudman, who can penetrate and is an adept finisher at the rim. On the other end, we'll see if Niles North can counter this attack. Meanwhile, that's a foul on Niles North.
The Giants winning 4 of their last 5 games, both teams coming off a 3-game winning streak. This is high school basketball at its highest level.
And it would come between two teams that really put the fight in each of their ball games. I mean, Highland Park is standing at a 15-8 record, not the best, but certainly a winning team. And then you have a team like Niles North, outstanding 22-4, as Coach Olson calls a timeout.
North is coming off a win against Taft, 82-62. And don't forget to join us tomorrow right here at 4 p.m. in this gym on this channel when they play Schurz.
Also, NN Viking Media is celebrating 300,000 views since program inception. So when it first started, we built something out of nothing. And NN Viking Media is a proud, growing community, and we would love you to be part of it. So please like and subscribe our videos and continue to support us in the long run so that we can provide more entertaining broadcasts in the near future. All right, so play resumes with just above 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Olaf looked at that one, but decided not to take it. Here's Olaf. Looking for an open man, finds Graham for 3. Air ball. He is 0 for 3 so far. Graham having an off shooting night.
If you're a Giants fan looking to come out and support your team, tomorrow at 3 p.m. they play Glenbrook South in Glenview at the Horseshoe Shootout at Lake Park High School.
Yep,
That's
and
3 p.m. GBS.
Glenbrook South, definitely one of the top tier teams in the conference. And Highland Park, your team is definitely facing a major contest in that one, as Jalen Butler knocks that one down to increase the lead to 7. Yeah, Highland Park is going to have a tough road ahead of them. Already a tough matchup against Niles North. But if you're a Highland Park fan, you got nothing to worry about. Your team is well schooled. They're very fundamental, and I'm pretty sure they'll do a lot better in the long run. You got Fagenholz, who can knock down the mid-range jumper with ease, and then Billy Rudman, who loves to take it to the rack. So they present a great contest against Niles North here. Inside pass, tipped by Keen Baboye and stolen by Olaf. Here's Smart racing down the court, trying to find Olaf, but it's tapped away by Fagenholz. Bounce pass, back and forth. Here's Smart now with the ball. Double screen, and Aquan Smart nearly made it, but he just left it way too short, and here's Fagenholz with the ball, guarded by Smart.
For the rest of the season, after Schurz, the Vikings play Maine East, then they play Evanston, and then on the 26th, the last game of the season, it is up in the air exactly who they will play, but it will be the final game and a very big matchup going into the postseason as the Vikings lead their conference.
And a costly mistake there for Highland Park as they commit a double dribble violation. And the 3 from Olaf. That one's a bit short, rebounded by Highland Park. They're going to take this one up the court. And Rudman with the ball. They're going to hold for the last possession. It wouldn't have been smart for Highland Park if they were to shot that one quickly, as Niles North would have a chance to counter. But they take the last possession here. Fagenholz. Ooh, in and out. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Wow. This has been a hell of a game so far we have at our hands. The score is 45-37.
So for those of you who are Davenport basketball fans, or you just like Viking alums succeeding, alumni Tafari Beckford was the player of the game from Niles North at Davenport after scoring a career-high 24 points to go with 7 rebounds. Beckford's 90% field goal percentage is tied for the 3rd best mark in the Davenport basketball program history. This according to their Twitter feed.
So if you're interested in Davenport basketball, there you go. Just a tidbit from the Chicagoland area. Well, if you were to take a look at the CSL standings, Niles North atop the CSL North. They are 8-0 in conference play, and pretty interesting resume. They have scored 503 points and 329 points allowed.
That's pretty great.
And in terms of the CSL South, we got Evanston atop that division in the CSL.
Evanston beat the Vikings, one of their only 4 losses this year. They lost by 12 points to the Wildcats. New Trier is right behind Evanston 9-1, New Trier 7-3. And it's still interesting for Vikings fans to follow that because they have so many memories of playing these teams back when they were in the South, but now they're in the North, of course.
And Aquan Smart unable to get that lucky bounce as it bounces over the backboard, and it'll be out of bounds.
Last year, Highland Park and Niles North both finished 4th in their respective conferences, despite both having, well, North had a winning record.
Nice move by Butler with the Euro step, but unable to get that one to go. It bounces out. Smart for 3. He cleans up that miss from Butler, and Laquan Smart with a 3.
His 5th score of the day.
Great bucket there from Smart. They really needed that one. 6:43 remaining in the 4th quarter.
It's been 4 years since Highland Park has made the postseason, 2 since Niles North has made it.
Inside pass to Opolchensky, and the 3 is no good by Fagenholz. I mean, when you are red hot from mid-range and you try a 3-pointer, you know, you're not going to feel it. And Fagenholz just missed that one short. So definitely not feeling the touch from 3-point range. We'll see if Fagenholz can come back on the offensive end with some mid-range play.
The Niles North Vikings 2 years ago getting 2 games into the postseason, and Taft 4 years ago losing to the Giants, and then they went on to Loyola Academy and lost, and it has been midway point in the CSL North since then for the Giants. Teacher Appreciation Night, according to the Niles North Twitter feed and our public address announcer, Mr. Gregerman.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to a fan who requested it, Allendale Hype House on TikTok. That is their handle, so please follow them if you're into that stuff. Allendale Hype House.
I'm not on TikTok, but I would follow you if I were.
I mean, I do have a TikTok actually. It's at JADOOKIE. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, I mean, I'd be very humbled if you guys do. But anyways, we resume Vikings play. Enough about my TikTok.
Yeah.
All right, here is Aquan Smart.
If the Vikings win this game and they finish at the top of the conference, it would be their first time doing so in 8 years. It's been since 2012 that they've done that.
Man, they love to stop and pop, and Nate Fleischer finally getting into the mix with a bucket of his own. And they're very fundamentally sound. I mean, they can anticipate that defense. If you're going full speed ahead, as Akeem Boy makes that one from inside, if you're going full speed ahead, you know the defense is going to retreat a little bit. So what Highland Park does is they're taking it hard to the rack, to the rim, and they're stopping midway of their attack, and that's what allows them to get that separation. As you can see, the Niles North defenders already retreating. Then they stop and they knock down those mid-range jumpers. Here's Butler for 3, and he finally gets a 3-pointer in this ball game. The big man, 6'6".
his fourth of the game, 2 of his scores being on foul shots.
Well, Niles North definitely a huge margin here. They're leading 53-39 with 4:26 remaining.
And the Vikings know what it feels like to win big. They haven't lost by more than 12 points all season, but they beat Urban Prep Bronzeville by 53 points, putting up 95 and limiting them to 42. They also beat Mather by 44 points, which was 81-36 just 2 weeks ago.
Inside, and that's good by Opolchensky. And 1 for the Giants.
Olaf protesting, he says, "Not me, I didn't foul." And it wasn't him, it was on Moses Ekimbobouye.
Opolchensky, no good. Definitely an odd shooting form for Opolchensky. He knocked 1 free throw down earlier, but couldn't get that one to go.
Last year, the Vikings ended their season on a whimper, losing 4 of their last 8 games of the year, and closing it all with a demoralizing loss against their arch-rival Niles West by 9 points.
Well, I mean, this year compared to last year's team is very much improved. I mean, they have done a great job of being aggressive on the defensive end, and their main MO is their turnovers, and they've produced many of those throughout the season.
This year, they've shown no signs of a slump, winning 10 of their previous 11 games. Their one loss during that time against Clark by just 4 points.
Yep, and as we head to the break, your score is 43-53. And we want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. When even though you're not in a relationship, it's a day of love. Think of all the family members, your relatives, your friends who, taking the time to take care of you throughout your lives. And now's a great time to reminisce about that. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad, definitely great providers for my family, and my siblings as well, and all of my friends who are tuning in. Thank you guys. What about you, Elliot? Who's
Mine
your
as well.
Valentine's Day shout out?
Abby, Kathy, my David, my family, Carolyn, you all are wonderful. Happy Valentine's Day.
There we go. And for those of you watching tonight, also remember to thank your parents or whoever it is you love, those loved ones that you have who are close to you. Take the time on this day to thank them. All right? It's Valentine's Day. It's a day of love. All right, speaking of love, we love this Niles North lead, and it gets even bigger.
Jalen Butler,
yes.
his 5th of the day.
Yep, and his 5th score, he's got 2 3-pointers so far tonight.
The girls lost to New Trier, which is the way the Vikings ended their season last year, and ended up 6-23, their 4th losing season in a row for girls basketball and varsity football teams here at North.
Yeah, and if you watch that broadcast, we had senior day for the girls this past weekend, last weekend, so if you guys want to check that out, very emotional. A very emotional day for the senior girls who have contributed a lot to the Niles North girls basketball team.
Highland Park girls basketball finished off losing to Glenbrook North and went 11-13 for 2020.
Also, a quick shout out to Colin Graham. who is Liam Graham's brother. He is watching tonight, and he's in my early bird chem class, and we have great times together in that class, so I just want to give a quick shout out. He's rooting on his brother, although he's not performing as well as his usual self tonight, but still definitely a great player Niles North has in Liam Graham. Hopefully he can get out of the shooting slump soon, so shout out to Colin. Here's Highland Park with the ball with just about 2:40 remaining. And Opochenski with a nice inside layup. That one's good. Here's Olaf. They're facing press coverage from this Giants team. And they're going to get a little bit too much pressure. Oh, wait. It's a timeout, actually, called by Niles North. That's their third.
So not counting free shots, Olaf has scored more than anyone else on his team, including Smart, and that's really exciting for them because he's a sophomore. If he's this good now, just imagine by the time he's a senior what kind of numbers he'll be putting up.
Yeah, I mean, Olaf is a very big piece of what Niles North does. He's a great defender. People don't really see that. He's more known for his three-point shooting and, let's say, his flashiness. I mean, he's got handles. But they don't look at the little things that are underappreciated in modern basketball. Great defense. And he has a knack for stealing the ball. That's especially what Coach Olson loves about him. And he can knock down a three-pointer also. All right, so we resume play. Here's Smart.
So with the loss, still comes improvement for the Giants. They've lost by an average of 9 points per game this year. That's 40% fewer points than last year. And this season, at this point, they've won 33% more games.
And here is Schamberg. He's going to pass to Billy Rudman. Schamberg. Now we got some second teamers in. Here's Olaf. And the fast break layup is good for Yogi Olaf. It's going to put Niles North at the 60-point mark.
And he has scored 20 points. So if it weren't for Olaf, it would be the Giants by 5. Now 7.
Fagenholz has contributed a lot to this Highland Park squad. And what I loved about him was his mid-range jumper. You don't really see that often in today's game, but very efficient, and he's very adept at knocking those down.
Lennox Monroe at the line looking to score for the second time today. 2 fouls on the Vikings, 4 times that amount on the Giants.
Monroe misses the first layup, and it goes to Highland Park. Behind the back by Rudman, and he falls on the floor. And now it's Niles North ball. Oh, Smart! Don't do that to him. Don't do it to him. Oh my goodness. Quan Smart.
Smart's 8th score of the game. That's why he's so famous.
And that adds insult to injury as we got the second teamers coming in for Niles North. That's a miss by number 15, Zach Lichtman. And that's going to be the final timeout for Niles North. Huge margin for Niles North. And Quan Smart finishing the game with an emphatic slam. As Niles North will most likely improve to 23-4, while Highland Park drops to 15-9. Still a great effort by Highland Park. And despite the score being this lopsided, I feel like, they've hung with the Niles North Vikings for most of this ball game, and they really deserve to win. I mean, they put up a great fight against Niles North, but Niles North obviously just the better, more talented team.
And looking ahead at the season for Niles North, they play Maine East that has gone winless in the conference, so in all likelihood, they'll finish for the first time in nearly a decade at the top of this conference. Then they'll play Evanston. That's one of the best teams of basketball in the country. So that could go either way. They've already lost to Evanston once this year, and on the 25th, that will be another hot matchup.
Yeah, and boy, would that be a marquee matchup. I would be excited to call that one. And a three for the Giants is knocked down by Ethan Ades. There's going to be a stoppage in play. And that's going to be a miss for Joel Young. And he knocks the second one down. It's going to be a backcourt violation on Highland Park. They'll turn the ball over, and we're almost done with this broadcast and this game, as Chakuri with the ball. And here's Young. They're going to dribble it out. And that'll do it. The final score is Niles North 64, Highland Park 50. Thank you guys for tuning in to our wonderful broadcast. And for Elliot Parrish, I'm Josh Navarra signing off. Happy Valentine's Day. Make sure to give love to those you love tonight. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of the night. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.